Hello students, welcome in English class, and today we will start with tenses. In your previous classes, I hope all of you have learnt about tenses. Now tenses are on your tips according to me because now you are in +1 class. Okay, till now we will start today's topic, that is tenses. So we will start it. So here we will see Firstly, I want to tell you that what is tense. Any of the forms of a verb which may be used to show the time of an action and a state or an event can be called a tense. In short form, we can say that verb form that shows the time of a action is called tense. So tense is a category that expresses time reference with reference to the moment of speaking. So we divided the tenses into three parts: present tense, past tense and future tense. And further these tenses are divided into four categories, four sub categories, that are indefinite or simple tense, continuous, perfect or perfect continuous. Now again, these four subcategories are divided into three parts: affirmative sentences we are having, negative sentences we are having, and interrogative sentences we are having. So here we have learned that firstly, the tense is of three types: present, past, future. And then each of this category is subdivided into four parts: indefinite, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. Then each of these subcategories is divided into three parts: affirmative, negative and interrogative. I think now it's clear to you that how many types of tenses are there. Now you will find the rules that we use to make a sentence correct according to the tense. So here we will start with the very first tense, that is present indefinite tense or simple tense, we can say that. So before going to its rule, I just want to tell you something about present tense, that where we use. So we use simple present tense, simple indefinite present tense to express a habitual action, that things we do regularly. As like, I always speak the truth. He goes to temple daily. We go to school daily, which are a habitual actions. For that we use present definite tense to express universal truth. Two and two makes four. The earth move around the sun. To make statements of general nature, as we are saying something generally. This pen costs 3 rupees. She speaks English fluently. So here we have learned that we use present indefinite tense to express habitual action, universal truth or some general nature. So now we will come towards its rule, that in present tense we use first form of verb. There are three type of verb, all of you know. Here I just write down the first form of verb. B2 means second form of verb and B3 means third form of verb. So in present indefinite tense, firstly there is subject, then verb first form, then SES and then object. We use SES with verbs when the subject is singular. With singular subject and with their verbs we use S or ES. If the subject is plural, then we don't use S or ES. For example, dog barks, dogs barks. Girl play hockey, girls play hockey. Sorry, here is one mistake. I have written down dog barks and dogs bark. Girl plays hockey and girls play hockey. Further tenses are divided into three forms. Affirmative form, I see you. Negative, we use do not or does not. I don't see you. If there is she, then we will mention she doesn't see you. then we use does not. Interrogative form, do I see you? These are I, we are using I as plural. So that's why we use here verb first form and then do. If think that here is written he or she, then we do this sentence like that. He sees you. We will write down S after C. Then he does not see you. Does he see you? Then we will use here does. For singulars we use S or ES. So now we will move towards our second tense, that is present continuous tense. So where we use present continuous tense? An action in progress. The continuity of an action is in the present. When any action is taking place now, when any action is just continuous in progress, there we use present continuous tense. For example, I am going to the market. So the rules, subject plus is-am-are plus verb the first form plus ing plus object. So with singular we use is, with I we use am, and with plurals we use are. They are playing. Without object it is she is cooking food, I am going to market. Sometimes present continuous tense may be without object. Okay, now it's clear to you. In affirmative we will say that she is reading or he is reading, I am reading, they are reading. In negative, she is not reading, I am not reading, they are not reading. In interrogative, is she reading, am I reading, are they reading? So such type of sentences we will frame in present continuous tense where the action is in progress or is in continuity. So now we will move towards a third tense, that is present perfect tense. So in present perfect tense, we use present perfect tense that refers to an action or a process that has been completed in the present. Any action that has been completed but in present. In continuous we are saying that it is in progress, still it is in progress, but in perfect it has been completed just now in present. So to express an action that has been recently completed, to describe a just occurred action the time of which is not given, we use present perfect tense. So in it rules we will see now. Subject plus has, have plus verb third form plus object. If the subject is singular, then we will use has. If the subject is plural, then we will use have plus verbs third form. One thing notice, for every sentence where we are using continuous word, then there will be ing form, and there we are using perfect, there will be verbs third form, and it's compulsion in all the tenses. In continuous we will use ing, and in perfect we will use verbs third form. Examples: they have played a match, she has cooked the food. For plural we use have, and for singular we use has. Now we will move towards our fourth tense, that is present perfect continuous. So from its name it is clear that present perfect continuous, that this tense is used to describe an action that began in the past, is still continuing, and may extend into the future. Any work we started in past and still it is continuing, and it may also be extended to future. That is present perfect continuous tense. So I already told you that where we use perfect continuous tense, rules, subject has been or have been plus verbs first form plus ing plus object. Here we are seeing that perfect is there and continuous also there. So we use ing for continuous And for perfect we use third form. We are using been here. Been, has been, have been. Example, it has been raining since morning. I have been working here for 2 hours or 2 years. But you notice one thing here, that since and for are used with the present perfect or the present perfect continuous. Since is used with the point of time. We say since morning, since Monday, since 1978, since Tuesdays. And for is used for with the period of time. It denotes length of time. We say for 3 hours, for many days, for several years. When we are having exact timing, exact point of time, that time we will use since. But if we are not having, we are just having a period of time from 3 hours, 2 hours, it may be of any time of the day, that time we will use for. So keep these things in your mind. Examples we will see. It has been raining since morning. Here morning is given, so that's why we use since. In second example, I have been working here for 2 years. 2 years. But which one 2 years? From last 2 years? It has not been mentioned that from which 2 years. Exactly years had not been mentioned. So that's why we use for here. In third you will see they have been playing cricket since 2001. Here year is given. That's why we use since here. So all these things keep in mind while doing tenses, that where you have to use since and where you will use for. So for singular we will use has been, and for plural we will use have been. So now your first part of tenses is complete of present tenses.